Live from WYLN Hazleton, this is WYLN's late edition, News at 10, with meteorologist Joe Garbacek, sports with Beth Mensinger, anchors Lisa Sugar and L.A. Tyrone. News, weather, sports, features, and more. You're watching WYLN's late edition, News at 10.
Good evening and welcome to WYLN's late edition for Wednesday, August 21st, 2013. I'm Lisa Sugart. Tonight, the mayor of Hazleton talks about the state of the city. Our L.A. Tyrone has the story. And a school employee is being called a hero after authorities say she averted tragedy in Georgia. In sports, Beth Mensinger's in with another football preview. Tonight she features the Crestwood Comets, and meteorologist Joe Garbacek has the forecast for the remainder of your work week. But first, late edition's look at tonight's top stories. A veterans memorial on the back of a motorcycle is causing some controversy for the man who owns it. Late edition's Ann Ganley has this story you will only see on WYLN.
It's called a Soldier's Cross. It represents all of the fallen men and women who lost their lives fighting for our freedom. The memorial began in wars past to mark the site where a soldier was killed in battle. Walter Hunsicker of McAdoo proudly displays this memorial on the back of his motorcycle. He and his girlfriend ride to special veterans events, from funerals to send-offs. The helmet and boots are his girlfriend's from when she served in the Army Reserve for 16 years and in the first Gulf War in 1991. The bike has several pieces of other memorabilia on it from front to back. Hunsicker says it's all about supporting the troops, but it's the actual soldier's cross on the back of the bike that has gotten the attention of his workplace. Hunsicker works at Newmark in the Valmont Industrial Park in West Hazleton, and according to corporate, he is no longer allowed to bring his bike to work. He believes it has to do with the fake and plastic gun on the memorial. And if you actually touch it, it is made of plastic.
Some people do think it's a real gun, but even some veterans, which surprises me. But either way, you could go and check it and feel it. It's like a real thin plastic and stuff. You can't even use it for a club if you wanted to. I can't even squirt water out of it, you know. The most I could do is put batteries in it, make noises with it, possibly scare someone with it, and that's it.
Hunsicker tells us that the company he works for was founded by veterans, and he cannot understand why they would ban his bike from being on their property. Some of his bosses who are veterans understand the memorial and why he displays it, but to be on the safe side, they wanted him to send a picture of it to corporate. After sending the picture of the memorial, Hunsicker got an email back that stated not allowed on company property, unquote, with no further information. Now he wants a reason.
To me, it's like dishonor of the fallen soldiers that didn't make it home. I should be able to do that wherever I want. Obviously, there are some places I can't take it, you know, but the workplace, adult workplace, where only adults work, I can't understand why we can't take that to work, and especially without giving a reason why. I can't honor the fallen soldiers there.
I did call Valmont Newmark's corporate office, and they had this in response to Hunsicker's situation. Jeff Lawden from the corporation stated that the safety of each of their employees is number one, and asking Mr. Hunsicker to remove his toy gun from the back of his motorcycle is not infringing on his freedom of speech. Lawden added that the company fully supports veterans and wants to separate the issues of safety for their employees and their thoughts on veterans.
Told them they're more than welcome to come out and check it out, make sure, you know, there's nothing harmful about it at all. It's done in good taste, which we had veterans tell us that. They're really happy we're doing what we're doing, you know, spreading the word, because there are lots of them that don't make it home, and we're honoring them, you know, and they can't believe the fact that we're not allowed to bring it on company property, you know, being the fact that nothing on there is harmful in any way whatsoever.
Although the company has a problem with the memorial, Hunsicker says he hasn't met anyone from the public that doesn't like it.
Well, tell me a little bit about the reaction that you've gotten from people in the community that see this bike as you drive through, not only here in Hazleton, but in McAdoo, in Wilkes-Barre, and any event that you go to.
The response we're getting with that, people saluting it, we got people giving us thumbs up, horn honking, and we could go on and on about all the stuff, the good stuff we're getting for it. Even some police officers flash their lights and wave to us when they're passing by us, or we're passing by them, because they also appreciate them. Some of them are veterans too, you know, and I just don't understand what the issue is at work.
His girlfriend, Cindy Capus, who is also a veteran, rides with him to several special events. She says she is upset by the situation.
What civil liberties that these people fought and died for, are being violated by him not being allowed the freedom of expression. He's not hurting anybody. He's not breaking any rules. There's no excuse for it, as far as I'm concerned. None.
Capus has written a letter to the ACLU and is waiting for a response. They have also contacted Leathernecks EE chapter, whose president will meet with them tomorrow night.
It's very disheartening that a company that was founded by a World War II vet and has so many veterans working there would not allow it on the company property. I just don't understand it. I am very upset by it.
In Hazleton, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Ann Gownley.
Thank you, Ann. There was an attempted bank robbery in Hazleton today. It happened at the Landmark Community Bank on South Poplar Street. Police say a person wearing a mask had tried to get into the bank around 3 o'clock this afternoon after closing time. When a bank employee went outside, the would-be assailant took off. Police believe the assailant was a white woman wearing a ski mask and dark clothing. She ran into the woods between the Heights Terrace Elementary Middle School and St. Gabriel Cemetery. City police were backed up by West Hazleton Police and State Police and searched the area, but the woman got away. Nothing was taken and no one was injured. Now, if you have any idea who the suspect may be, you are asked to contact Hazleton Police Detective Dave Roddick by dialing Luzerne County 911. A special school board meeting tonight for the Hazleton Area School District resulted in more security in the district's elementary schools. Ann Gownley has that story.
9 school resource officers were hired this evening by the Hazleton Area School District to work in each of the district's elementary middle schools. Before tonight's hiring, the district employed only 3 SRO officers and 1 state trooper. The vote was 6-2, with board members Robbie Wallace and Dr. Bob Childs voting no. Wallace and Childs say it wasn't about the people that they were hiring, it was the position and the idea of having guns around children.
I'm sure everybody who was hired tonight is a quality individual. It's just a philosophical problem I have with having guns in the building with young children. I know that everybody can say that this is for a safety measure. I get that, but I guess I just don't feel that having a weapon there is needed with children that young. And I've been against it all along, and nothing against the people we hired tonight. I'm sure they're going to do a great job, but philosophically, I just couldn't support it.
Board Vice President Bob Mahalik, who voted for the hiring, says he was grateful that the board hired these 9 officers and for the security that is already in place to help protect the younger students in the district.
I respect certain board members who voted against the SROs. They've stated their position from the beginning. I, for one, believe that this is a move to give us the absolute best protection. Again, it doesn't guarantee us anything, but I think it gives us the best protection to protect our students, to protect our staff. In the case of, again, what we saw last night, another deranged person going in and trying to hurt our most vulnerable and our most innocent of human beings, and that's our students.
8 officers will be spread throughout the elementary schools, and 1 will be in charge of the buses.
If we see a bus that's been problematic or there's some reports of suspicious activity, not necessarily on the bus but near the bus stops, that officer will be with the kids on that bus.
All of the officers have Act 120 or state police training. These hirings were all budgeted, including the other hirings at tonight's special board meeting. 20 new teachers were hired, including 10 elementary.
This tonight was not all the hirings. We still have some interviews to conduct this week. Each and every one of those positions this evening that were approved were budgeted for. Yes, we were aware of what our needs were as early as April, and they've been budgeted all along. And there are, again, more positions to come next week.
The teacher hirings were unanimous by the board. The regular school board meeting will be held next Wednesday, August 21st, in the Administration Building. In Hazel Township, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Ann Gownley.
Thanks, Ann. Homicide charges against 19-year-old Joshua Ovalis of Wilkes-Barre are headed to court. He is charged in the death of 24-year-old Vaughn Kemp, who was shot dead during a party on Grand Street in Wilkes-Barre back on July 7th. District Judge Martin Kane sent the charges against him to court this morning. Ovallius' attorney argued he may have been at the scene and he may have fired a gun in the air, but there was no evidence he shot and killed Kemp. Kane did not agree. Ovallius remains in county prison. No trial date has yet been set. A man was injured in an industrial accident in the Humboldt Industrial Park this afternoon. We spoke with Hazel Township's Assistant Fire Chief, Matt Marsicano.
We were dispatched about 1:20 in the afternoon to Insteel Corporation for a man trapped in a machine. The addition said that he was still in the machine when we were en route. Multiple units were called in, several ambulances, and medevac was immediately called for due to the type of incident. When my rescue and the ambulance arrived first, they reported the other co-workers on scene had the man out of the machine, but he was had some pretty significant lower extremity injuries. We assisted the EMS with packaging the patient up and then moving him to the LZ for medevac.
The injured man's name has not been released. There was an electrical fire in Hazleton today. It happened on Pine Street. Deputy Fire Chief Brian Mandak said it could have been worse than it was.
The police department, which was on patrol in the neighborhood, was here just prior to our arrival. They reported that there was indeed some type of fire in the basement of the home. We found it to be an electrical panel box. It was first believed with the smoke coming out of the eaves of the building in that general area that the fire had extended to the wall. However, there was no extension. The fire was contained to the basement area right next to the panel box.
Mandak said the homeowner used an extinguisher to contain the fire. He says the power has been cut off to that house until an electrician can replace the faulty panel box. 27-year-old William Esser from Kingston was arrested by Wilkes-Barre police for sexually assaulting and raping a 20-year-old woman from Hanover at the Intermodal Transportation Center in Wilkes-Barre. The incident happened June 24th in the parking garage around 9 o'clock in the morning. Esser had custody of a 4-year-old boy at that time whom he would use to lure women and gain their trust, according to police. He would make the young boy sit around the corner on the top floor steps of the garage while the sexual assault took place. Charges were filed against Esser after the victim came forward and identified him. He had similar charges filed against him and is now in Luzerne County Prison on those unrelated charges. The 4-year-old boy has since been returned to the custody of his mother. Hazleton police are looking for the man who broke into the Dollar General store on West Walnut and Vine Street in Hazleton and stole an undetermined amount of cigarettes on Tuesday night. The assailant broke in through the front door around 11:30. Police ask anyone with information to call them at 459-4940. Wilkes-Barre City Council is expected to take final action on Mayor Tom Layton's proposed rental ordinance tomorrow night. It's a special meeting in an effort to get it passed faster. Otherwise, it would have gotten second and third readings September 12th. The proposal institutes a one-strike-and-you're-out basis, giving the city the authority to close down properties which are the scene of a host of indiscretions. If passed, the ordinance will then take effect in 30 days. Well, just when it looked like no one wanted to be Luzerne County Controller, 6 more applicants submitted resumes. They are Michael Caravaggio, Mountaintop, Aaron Coffer of Kingston, Walter Mitchell from Bear Creek Village, John Sokolowski, Plains Township, Peter Gagliardi of Wilkes-Barre, and Malcolm Hudgen of Wilkes-Barre. Coffer and Mitchell have run for office before. Mitchell had originally asked to be considered for the Republican nod to run for a full 4-year term, but withdrew this past weekend. Kara Lee Medico Olenjinsky and Kara Seppa Herko also had applied, but both said they're likely no longer interested. Medico Olenjinsky is the Republican nominee for that seat in November. The candidates must be publicly interviewed. The county plans to vote on the selection on August 27th. A proposal in Harrisburg eliminates school property taxes and replaces the revenue with other taxes. It hikes the sales tax to 7% and expands the array of things covered by the sales tax. It also raises the personal income tax from 3.04% to 4.34%. In both the House and Senate, the proposal has bill number 776. The idea has been pushed by David Baldinger of the Pennsylvania Coalition of Taxpayer Associations. Now, he will be in Hazleton City Hall tomorrow night at 7 p.m. to discuss the proposal and to answer questions about it. He's made several previous appearances in this area. Several regional lawmakers have signed on as co-sponsors in both the House and Senate. Longtime Citizens Voice editor Mike McGlynn has died. He was in the Celtic Hospice Unit at Geisinger, South Wilkes-Barre after a battle with throat cancer. McGlynn grew up in South Wilkes-Barre and was teaching foreign languages in Scranton. He was among the first wave of writers hired by the Citizens Voice when it was formed as a strike paper back in 1978. While he began as a reporter, he is best remembered for his political column, The Cabbage Patch. Mike McGlynn was just 66 years old. Jazz pianist Marion McPartland has died. Born in England as Marion Turner, she came here after World War II in 1946. She married cornetist Jimmy McPartland. The couple moved to Chicago and began performing together. She quickly gained a reputation as an innovation keyboardist and one of the relatively few women instrumentalists in jazz at the time. She released dozens of albums over the years. She was also the host of NPR's long-running Marion McPartland's Piano Jazz, which aired Sunday nights for 3 decades. The show has been airing to date, though it has been in reruns for the past couple of years. Marion McPartland was 95 years old. Traffic on the Pierce Street Bridge switched lanes on Tuesday, but traffic will remain one lane in each direction until next summer. Delays can be expected. Flaggers will be used to control and direct traffic. The $6 million project is expected to be completed by next summer. Foz Construction Group of Binghamton is the contractor. Well, if you love fun, fitness, and Fido, this next story is for you. The Greater Hazleton Area YMYWCA is going to the dogs, literally. This Saturday, the local Y will host its first ever doggy dip. We talked with Aquatic Director Eileen Stam and Senior Program Director Mary Jo Pencott.
Every year we have an annual cleaning where we drain the pool, and we thought we can give the dogs some exercise before we do that. And everyone's invited to bring their dog down to the Y. It's going to be this Saturday, August the 24th. The hours are from 2:30 to 3:30. They should bring their dog in on a leash. If they want to bring any pull toys, they can. There's a nominal fee. And we like people to register before they come down so we have an idea of how many swimmers, both four-legged and two-legged swimmers, that we will have.
I'm so excited that we're getting to do this. This is an extension on some of the programs I've been doing here. We're offering dog obedience classes and therapy dog training now, as well as therapy dog testing. And so this seemed like a natural transition when one of the trainers mentioned to me that dogs love water, and that it would be so nice to allow them an opportunity to swim.
Doggy Dip isn't the only new event. For those of you who always wanted to experience Zumba, you'll have the chance to do just that this Friday morning, free of charge.
I'd like to invite the community to come down and try our newest Zumba class that we have an instructor. Her name is Leah Zayos, and she's going to be doing a class on Friday morning, August 23rd at 10:15, and it's free to try out. All you need to do is sign the daily waiver for us.
Now, the new class joins a lineup of fitness classes that include Zumba, boot camp, body pump, and Northeast PA's only Belly Fit class. Again, the free Zumba trial class this Friday morning at 10:15 a.m. and Fun with Fido Saturday from 2:30 until 3:30. For more information, call the Greater Hazleton Area YMYWCA at 455-2046. Check them out on Facebook or online at HazletonYMCAYWCA.org. And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Time now to get our first look at the forecast for the rest of your work week. Will the dog days of summer be returning? Meteorologist Joe Garbacik outside in the Bedrock Gardens Weather Center with the answer. Joe?
Well, Lisa, definitely a nice day we had today across our viewing area. Temperatures getting up into the 80s, some of the humidity as well. it is summer, definitely feeling summer. Very buggy on my night here in the backyard. But hey, we'll talk what we can expect the rest of this week. But here's a look at some national temperatures across the nation.
A winning smile. It's not the secret to success, but it sure helps. Protect your smile by visiting Dr. Weiss for complete dental services. Dr. Weiss offers a full-service denture laboratory on premises, offering dentures in one day. 3 dentists, 4 hygienists, and a team of caring technicians and assistants specializing in quality dentures and repairs, complete general dentistry, extractions, cleaning, and caps. Dr. Weiss, where you can have new dentures in one day.
WYLN has a position available for a part-time videographer for live sporting events this upcoming season. Evening and weekend work is required. Please call Joe 570-956-3877. Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. Come see for yourself. They have the freshest selection of meats, cheese, and produce. Baked goods made fresh on premises. They have an in-store butcher who is happy to accommodate your special orders. Be sure to stop in and check out their unadvertised specials. You'll find them throughout the store. See their flyer for weekly specials. Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. This week at Heritage, they featured Trish's Baked Fresh Daily Donuts, only 3 for $1. Have you tried one yet?
Tom, you can't be serious.
Hey, good morning, neighbor. Just thought I'd pay some bills and download some tunes.
But you've got DSL at your house. Go do that there.
Yeah, but your cable high-speed internet is so much faster.
Lucky me.
Oh, by the way, your mom emailed you. Man, are you in trouble.
Service Electric high-speed internet. The best internet in the neighborhood.
Hi, I'm Chef Blue. Make sure you tune in to WYLN 35. Great recipes and great Italian cuisine only on WYLN 35.
Oh, we got nothing to show you on our Live 35 Skycast Doppler. It is dry, and it's going to continue to be dry right through the overnight hours. Our live Lehigh Tire conditions outside our station in Hazleton, sitting in at 70 degrees, pressure at 30.05 inches of mercury, and we have been dry since the midnight hour. Robert Stevens Face and Body Almanac page for the day, 83 and 63 to split in temperatures. Averages are 79 and 59, 95 and 43. The record high and low still stand. Sun comes up tomorrow, 6:21 in the morning. Low temperatures past 24 hours, generally 50s, not too bad as we woke up this morning. And then temperature-wise throughout the daytime hours, managing to make it up into the 80s. Some locations near 90 degrees. It is now 70 in Shenandoah, 72 degrees in Berwick, 65 in New Angola, 73 in Bloomsburg, 72 in Monterey City, and 72 in Danville. Satellite and radar. Again, I got some of those clouds now making their way across the north and east, but we're going to stay on a dry side through the overnight hours. Some storms, some showers down toward south, really not impacting our area whatsoever. We'll stay dry through tonight. We'll stay dry as we go in the first part of tomorrow, but then a front will start to come through. That's going to trigger some showers across our region, even the possibility of a thunderstorm or two around. And then after the front moves through, it's going to bring in some cooler air and more comfortable conditions. So as we go into tomorrow, we got some 70s, got some lower 80s, and then as we start going into our Friday, early in the morning, notice temperatures generally in the upper 60s to lower 70s. So sticky ahead of the front, but then once that front comes through, it brings in some drier and less humid conditions. So as we head through tonight, for the most part, I think we'll be dry, dropping down into the 60s. Not the case for tomorrow. We will be up into the 80s again, and some of those showers, even a possibility of a thunderstorm. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, a division of Arc Electric. Here's what we can expect as we head into the next several days. 82 for tomorrow, 75 and nice for Friday, 72 for Saturday. And as we go into the rest of the week and next week, temperatures holding in the 70s. Our evening Pennsylvania numbers, a daily 825, the big 4, 3530. Quintal numbers 85342 and a cash 5, 5924, 27, and 38. Lisa.
Thank you, Joe. Coming up, the mayor of Hazleton gives the Hazleton Rotary Club a city update. L.A. Tyrone has the details next on Late Edition.
For all your projects, large and small, Bedrock Gardens has it all. They are fully stocked and ready to fill your order. Rubber mulch and rubber curbing to match. Lots of color choices to pick from. Wall stone, natural stone, full pallets ready to go. Their bins are full with rich colored quality mulch that will look wonderful all season long. Finish off your fabulous outdoor space with their quality patio furniture and easy to assemble fire pits. Everything you need for your summer projects. Delivery available, or just stop by and they will load you up. Bedrock Gardens, locally owned and operated. Call today.
All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Tamaqua, PA is a 3-generation family-owned and operated dealership entering their 33rd year of business and continues to uphold the family philosophy that every customer should be treated as part of the family. Stop in and let them show you how they honor these values. You'll meet a family member in every department, from finding your new car in sales to low interest rates and financing and extending your vehicle's life and service.
Give us the opportunity to show you. We're big enough to serve you, but small enough to know you.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Cloud. One of the big problems plaguing northeastern Pennsylvania is meth labs, but the vigilance of the community can help spot and prevent them, and even bust them. Berwick's Chief of Police and its narcotics officer join me this week on The Storm, and we'll all learn ways to help fight crime. This week only on WYLN.
Welcome back. Hazleton Mayor Joe Iannuzzi addressed members of the Rotary Club today. Our L.A. Tyrone has more.
It's been sort of a tough year for Iannuzzi. Several of his proposals have stalled on city council, facing public opposition. He doesn't attend council meetings, and his relations with it, even with those who are generally considered supporters, have been sort of salty. Well, today he conducted a question and answer session with him providing both.
Well, people are concerned about, and they always want to ask questions about the finances. What are we doing about crime? How about our tax base? So I use that as an example. I said that they're the three things that people ask. So I'm going to ask the questions, and I'm going to answer them. So the questions I asked are probably in everybody's mind anyway, and I answered them. I answered the financing by the City of Hazleton for 2013 is right on track for having a balanced budget at the end of the year.
Now, he gives himself and his administration pretty good grades.
20 months as an elected mayor. I was appointed to fill and lose last year, and this is my 20th month. And I think that our administration is doing well. We're doing things that take time, but they're starting to show right now. Things are starting to change.
During that address, he took a couple of mild pokes at city council.
They seem to want to run the city by asking where nickels and dimes are going when they should be worried about ordinances and the budget. They should go into every meeting prepared to vote, and they don't. They go to every meeting with the cameras going. Take it out, Mike. Okay. And that's where they ask their questions.
But it wasn't all heavy-duty current politics. Iannuzzi noted an upcoming important anniversary.
Yes, I was looking through the minutes of the meetings back in 1912 and 13 because the building has a engraved 1912 on it, and I looked up to see what the ceremonies were like back then, and I found out that 1912 is not the year that the city accepted the building. They accepted the building in 1913 and had their first meeting of City Hall Council at December 10th, 1913.
That anniversary will be marked at City Hall with a program, an official 100th anniversary booklet, and all the rest. First Lady Joanne Yannuzzi heads up the committee putting it all together.
I said to my wife, look up all these people, find out who they are, living councilmen, mayors, and I'll get a list of all the names, and we're going to have a little bit of a ceremony and celebration on December 10th of 2013. It will be our 100th anniversary of taking possession of City Hall.
Well, that year, 1913, Hazleton adopted the commission form of government, mayor being one of the 5 councilmen. That was in force until the strong mayor form became law in the 80s. Now, the commission form replaced the old 2-house council. Hazleton had a common council and a select council, and both were much larger than city council today. Now, during his address, Yannuzzi remembered a vote in 1912 that would have dramatically changed the area had it passed.
First reading of an ordinance to annex West Hazleton, and it passed. So 2 weeks later, it comes up with a second reading, and it fails. 12-12. 2 people weren't there. So one vote going to change history for the area.
By the way, that was the second time Hazleton considered annexing West Hazleton. The first coming about 20 years earlier. L.A. Tyrone, WILN's Late Edition.
Thanks, L.A. Well, sports is next, and the football previews continue. Stay tuned.
When it comes to the wire, guys, you are going to have an amazing experience. And if it means giving you back your money, plus, I'm going to do it. We guarantee everything. 112% money back guarantee. Labor and material guaranteed for a year. So you don't really need to worry about it. You're going to walk up to the wall, throw the switch, put your power cords in, the outlets, and everything is the way it's supposed to be. Call me. Your time is valuable. If we're late, you get paid.
Make your dollars work even harder during the Lazy Boy Labor Day sale on now at Grand Central. Recliners starting at $3.99, sofas from only $6.99. Even Power Recline XR, the only rocker recliners with independent power adjust back and leg rest. All marked down so you can rest up. Hurry in for the best selection. Everybody shops Grand Central for the Lazy Boy Labor Day sale. Grand Central, making your house a home.
What in the... Tom, it is 2 a.m.
You know, I just love this on-demand thing. Tons of extra choices, pause, rewind.
You are always here watching my on-demand. Why don't you just get rid of your dish and get digital cable yourself?
You know, I'd love to. But I still have 7 months left on my contract.
Service Electric Digital Cable with On-Demand. The best TV in the neighborhood.
WILN TV 35, first in live sports.
Hi, I'm Ron Jaworski. For the best in local TV sports, watch WILN TV 35.
WILN TV 35 has it covered.
Hi, my name is Vince Papelli. I'm a former Philadelphia Eagle wide receiver and special teams guy, and for local sports coverage, I watch only WILN 35.
High school football starts August 30th on WILN TV.
It's down to 9 days until Friday Night Lights are back, so we will continue trucking along with our high school football previews. Tonight we were in Mountaintop at Crestwood High School. The Comets had a great season last year, going 7-4, and they are looking to build on that in the Wyoming Valley Conference in 2013.
I was very pleased with last year's performance. We had a very young team and a lot of players, upperclassmen. It was their first year starting. I think coming off of our campaign the prior year really helped us through a lot of close football games last year. And we won 6 in a row after losing our opener to Berwick, and ended up going into the playoffs and having a pretty good season.
As with many teams in the area, Coach Greg Myers agrees that a few names that helped get the Comets to where they were last year are now missing.
First person you need to look at is Coda Kishel off of last year's football team. Coda was a game changer. He was a speedster for us, and he came through in a lot of key situations for us. And we're certainly going to miss his talents, and we're going to miss a couple guys up front, Bernie Popson and Dean Gregory, who anchored our offensive and defensive lines. But we feel pretty happy with the guys we have coming back, and a lot of our sophomores who are really going to step up and perform well for us.
But at least one player with a few years' experience leading the offense will be back, junior Jay Popson.
I expect a lot of things out of Jay. Last year he's sort of feeling his way through things and really improved in our off-season program. And I think most importantly, he's improved with the mental aspect of the game.
I just have to improve my run game, and as a team, we got to improve on our defense. Pass game's still pretty good, so I think we'll be better than last year.
Along with the returner under center, there are a few other positions that will be very strong for the Comets.
Early on here in camp, I'm extremely happy with the play of our skill positions, especially on the offensive side of the football. We have a little bit of work to do up front on the offensive side. And on the other side, defensively, I think we're playing really well as a unit. We're playing a lot of kids one way this year, which we haven't been able to do in the past. But overall, defensively, I think we have an opportunity to be pretty strong.
A number of younger players on the roster have also been playing well in the absence of the 2012 graduates.
I see Connor Schlosky, young kid coming as a sophomore, really taking over Coda Kishel, and Andrew Chang, all of our other wide receivers are doing pretty good.
Defensive tackle Brandon Ruckel said the team had a great preseason and an even better camp. His secondary has been working really hard, but the physical stuff is only second to the mental.
The advice I've been giving to the kids is to have a great attitude, because I've been here for a few years and I know what it's like to be with the older kids and to be scared, but just give it all you got.
The team opens their season with annual powerhouse, the Berwick Bulldogs, and putting a slash in the win column against them is always on the list of things to do.
No doubt, I don't think anyone would want to open up with a caliber program like Berwick, high caliber. But we've been opening up with them here for the last 6 seasons. So it's something we just expect every single off season. We know who we're opening up with. Probably the only good thing about that is it is week 1. I certainly don't know if I'd want to play them later in the season, because that's a program that only gets better every single week.
We prepare for that on defense by just going through the motions here at practice and practicing as hard as we can and doing what we do every day. We practice hard and they practice hard, and they're going to be a tough team.
And of course, when it comes to goals, each player said they will take it game by game, but there is one thing that is on their minds.
We just want to make it this playoffs again this year, make it 3 in a row, be the first time ever, win our first playoff game, and keep getting on a roll.
We hope the Comets can accomplish that goal, and we will be back with more Late Edition after the break.
Managing risk is more than just buying an insurance policy. At Dreyfus, our approach is different. We have 25 risk management professionals who have the tools and experience to help our clients avoid and survive unexpected events. We can help you with risk transfer, OSHA requirements, safe workplace, cybersecurity, and claims management. All of these go well beyond an insurance policy. We're also independent, so we can access dozens of insurance carriers like Grange Insurance, who can insure your auto, home, business, and life. Dreyfus Insurance since 1901 and Grange Insurance since 1935. We're committed to helping you manage risk.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the children's programming report is on file for public inspection at WYLN, 1057 East 10th Street, Hazleton, PA, during normal business hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Monday through Friday.
Recapping tonight's top stories, a veterans memorial on the back of a motorcycle is causing controversy for the man who owns it. Ann Gownley has this story you will only see on WYLN.
It's called a Soldier's Cross. It represents all of the fallen men and women who lost their lives fighting for our freedom. The memorial began in wars past to mark the site where a soldier was killed in battle. Walter Hunsicker of McAdoo proudly displays this memorial on the back of his motorcycle. He and his girlfriend ride to special veterans events, from funerals to send-offs. The helmet and boots are his girlfriend's from when she served in the Army Reserve for 16 years and in the first Gulf War in 1991. The bike has several pieces of other memorabilia on it from front to back. Hunsicker says it's all about supporting the troops, but it's the actual Soldier's Cross on the back of the bike that has gotten the attention of his workplace. Hunsicker works at Newmark in the Valmont Industrial Park in West Hazelton, and according to corporate, he is no longer allowed to bring his bike to work. He believes it has to do with the fake and plastic gun on the memorial. And if you actually touch it, it is made of plastic.
Some people do think it's a real gun, but even some veterans, which surprises me. But either way, you could go and check it and feel it. It's like a real thin plastic and stuff. You can't even use it for a club if you wanted to. I can't even squirt water out of it, you know. The most I could do is put batteries in it, make noises with it, possibly scare someone with it, and that's it.
Hunsicker tells us that the company he works for was founded by veterans, and he cannot understand why they would ban his bike from being on their property. Some of his bosses who are veterans understand the memorial and why he displays it, but to be on the safe side, they wanted him to send a picture of it to corporate. After sending the picture of the memorial, Hunsicker got an email back that stated not allowed on company property, unquote, with no further information. Now he wants a reason.
To me, it's like dishonor of the fallen soldiers that didn't make it home. I should be able to do that wherever I want. Obviously, there are some places I can't take it, you know, but the workplace, adult workplace where only adults work, I can't understand why we can't take that to work, and especially without giving a reason why. I can't honor the fallen soldiers there.
I did call Valmont Newmark's corporate office, and they had this in response to Hunsicker's situation. Jeff Lawden from the corporation stated that the safety of each of their employees is number one, and asking Mr. Hunsicker to remove his toy gun from the back of his motorcycle is not infringing on his freedom of speech. Lawden added that the company fully supports veterans and wants to separate the issues of safety for their employees and their thoughts on veterans.
Told them they're more than welcome to come out and check it out, make sure, you know, there's nothing harmful about it at all. It's done in good taste, which we had veterans tell us that. They're really happy we're doing what we're doing, you know, spreading the word, because there are lots of them that don't make it home, and we're honoring them, you know, and they can't believe the fact that we're not allowed to bring it on company property, you know, being the fact that nothing on there is harmful in any way whatsoever.
Although the company has a problem with the memorial, Hunsicker says he hasn't met anyone from the public that doesn't like it.
Well, tell me a little bit about the reaction that you've gotten from people in the community that see this bike as you drive through, not only here in Hazelton, but in McAdoo, in Wilkes-Barre, and any event that you go to.
The response we're getting with that, people saluting it, we got people giving us thumbs up, horn honking, and we could go on and on about all the good stuff we're getting for it. Even some police officers flash their lights and wave to us when they're passing by us, or we're passing by them, because they also appreciate them. Some of them are veterans too, you know, and I just don't understand what the issue is at work.
His girlfriend, Cindy Capus, who is also a veteran, rides with him to several special events. She says she is upset by the situation.
Well, civil liberties that these people fought and died for, are being violated by him not being allowed the freedom of expression. He's not hurting anybody. He's not breaking any rules. There's no excuse for it, as far as I'm concerned. None.
Capus has written a letter to the ACLU and is waiting for a response. They have also contacted Leatherneck's EEE chapter, whose president will meet with them tomorrow night.
It's very disheartening that a company that was founded by a World War II vet and has so many veterans working there would not allow it on the company property. I just don't understand it. I am very upset by it.
In Hazelton, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Ann Gownley.
Thanks, Ann. An attempted bank robbery in Hazleton today. It happened at the Landmark Community Bank on South Poplar Street. Police say a person wearing a mask tried to get into the bank around 3 o'clock this afternoon after closing time. When a bank employee went outside, the would-be assailant took off. Police believe the assailant was a white woman wearing a ski mask and dark clothing. She ran into the woods between the Heights Terrace Elementary Middle School and St. Gabriel's Cemetery. Police were backed up by West Hazleton and State Police. The woman got away. Nothing was taken and no one was injured. If you have any idea as to who the suspect may have been, you're asked to call Hazleton Police. And that is a look at tonight's top story recaps. When we come back, a Georgia school employee being called a hero. Plus, Beth's back in with the second half of sports.
And definitely nice here in the backyard at this 10 o'clock hour. How much longer will this nice weather last? I'll let you know. But whenever we have to deal with low temperatures, they do occur usually during sunrise. On the graphic, you'll be able to see for yourself. That's when it's the coolest. It's always the warmest in the late afternoon hours simply because it takes the atmosphere time to warm up and cool down. We'll talk the 7-day forecast coming up.
The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated at 542 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton, serving the greater Hazleton area since 1890 and still family owned and operated, offers convenient parking, handicapped accessibility, seating for over 150 people, casket, cremation product showrooms to accommodate traditional, cremation, and pre-planned funerals. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated, 570-454-3341.
Welcome to Robert Stevens Face and Body, Hazleton's complete skincare center. Here, our licensed specialists will consult with you to discuss your skincare needs, rejuvenate you with our special facial treatments, and apply gentle, relaxing massages to melt your tension away, using all state-of-the-art technical treatments and superior skin products. So call today and let the transformation begin at Robert Stevens Face and Body, 788-7546.
Enjoy the great outdoors at the Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range's Trap, Skeet, and Sporting Clays course. No waiting and no lines. First time shooting? Whitetail Preserve employs certified instructors to help you get the most out of your experience. Hungry? The restaurant at Whitetail has a great menu to satisfy and offers catering for all occasions. Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, approximately 13 miles west of Hazleton and just 1 hour from Allentown, Reading, and the Delaware Water Gap. 118 Boulevard Road, just off the Rockland Road near Rockland. 384-2314.
The WILN Weather Center brings you precise weather information you need to plan your day. And now you can get the latest weather conditions online anytime at WILNTV.com. Utilizing the latest technology, meteorologist Joe Garbacic brings you the most accurate weather information available, including webcams to view current road conditions and detailed maps of our area. For a full, detailed, and accurate daily weather report, watch WILN Weather with Joe Garbacic weekdays at 5 and 10 and online anytime at WILNTV.com.
You know about the near-school shooting in suburban Atlanta yesterday. Well, today authorities are crediting a school employee with preventing tragedy. INN's Jim Scott has more.
Atlanta police say 20-year-old Michael Brandon Hill barricaded himself inside the front office of the McNair Discovery Learning Academy in DeKalb County, Georgia. Hill was dressed in all black and carried multiple weapons, including an AK-47. A standoff unfolded. At one point, he shot at police officers. Hill eventually surrendered thanks to a level-headed school clerk, Antoinette Tuff, who says she had God on her side.
He had a look on him that he was willing to kill. And matter of fact, he said it. He said that he didn't have any reason to live and that he knew he was going to die today. I realized at that time that it was bigger than me. He was really a hurting young man, so I just started praying for him. And then just started talking to him and just allowing him to know some of my life stories and what was going on with me.
Tuff told the gunman how she had lost her husband of 33 years and felt like no one loved her. That's when he began to open up and reveal that he had not taken his medication.
And I just explained to him that I loved him. I didn't know his name, I didn't know much about him, but I did love him. Mm-hmm. And it was scary because I knew that at that moment he was ready to take my life along with his. and if I didn't say the right thing, that we all would be dead.
Hill eventually put down his weapons and surrendered. He now faces charges of terroristic threats, aggravated assault on a police officer, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Today, the school system set up a crisis intervention team and counselors for students needing to talk about the ordeal. I'm Jim Scott reporting for INN News.
Wow, she was a brave lady. When we come back, Beth's in with the second half of sports, and Joe will recap the forecast. Stay with us.
All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Tamaqua, PA is a 3-generation family-owned and operated dealership entering their 33rd year of business and continues to uphold the family philosophy that every customer should be treated as part of the family. Stop in and let them show you how they honor these values. You'll meet a family member in every department, from finding your new car in sales to low interest rates and financing and extending your vehicle's life and service.
Give us the opportunity to show you. We're big enough to serve you, but small enough to know you.
All Care Home Care, the health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational, speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there.
Everyone knows that Bottlenecks is the home of award-winning wings and mouth-watering steaks, but now a new tasty reason to stop by. Brand new fire-grilled ribs. A half rack of meaty, fall-off-the-bone St. Louis-style spare ribs, fire-grilled to perfection. And the best night to give them a try is Thursday for Rack 'em Up Rib Night, featuring the delicious ribs served with bottomless fries for only $9.95. Bottlenecks is open 7 days a week. The kitchen is open till midnight every day. There's always a reason to stop by Bottlenecks.
Weatherwood is a privately owned 200-bed nursing and rehabilitation center. Nestled within the quiet town of Weatherly, PA, we offer our residents and their families tranquil and scenic views from just about anywhere in the building. We are located within minutes of Hazleton General Hospital, as well as major metropolitan medical and trauma centers in the Lehigh Valley. Whispering Meadows is a 50-bed secured dementia unit within our facility. Whether you need short-term, long-term, or respite stay, call or stop by today for a tour.
The 2013 Schuylkill County Firefighters Convention and Parade is Saturday, August 24th, starting at 1 p.m. Hosted by the Citizens Fire Company No. 2 and the Monomoy City EMS. Join in the 150th anniversary of Monomoy City with celebrations all week leading up to the parade. WYLN will be recording the parade and watch for the rebroadcast in the coming weeks. WYLN, we're your local network.
The New York Yankees announced that the captain will be back rehabbing in a Rail Riders uniform. Derek Jeter is set to play 5 innings tomorrow night at PNC Field against the Pawtucket Red Sox. After finishing his rehab assignment and heading back to the Bronx just a month and a half ago, Jeter strained his calf muscle. First pitch is set for 7:05 tomorrow night in Music. It looks like Detroit Tigers All-Star Miguel Cabrera will be playing through yet another injury. Last year's Triple Crown winner has been playing with a strained lower abdomen, an injured hip, and a hurt left leg. Last night, Miggy may have aggravated one of those injuries in his first swing during his at-bat in the 9th inning against the Twins. There's no word if he will be sent to the DL. The Washington Nationals released outfielder Roger Bernardina, and not long after, the NL East rival Phillies picked him up. The 29-year-old batted .178 with 2 homers and 6 runs batted in for the Nats in 85 games this season. To make room for Bernardina, Michael Martinez was optioned to Lehigh Valley. American League designated hitters are not doing their job. The league as a whole is just hitting .256. DHs are hitting .246. No one is sure why, but some teams' DHs have been miserable. The Astros designated hitters are hitting .197. Yankees DHs are hitting .204 with only 29 extra base hits and 49 RBIs. The Orioles and the A's are both in playoff chases, yet their DHs are hitting .213 and .212. Arian Foster was taken off the NFL's physically unable to play list today and was back on the field with his team, the Houston Texans. The running back suffered a calf injury back when the team began organized practices. Then when his calf felt better, he injured his back. Coach Gary Kubiak said Foster did well during his first practice back. While he may continue to sit out the rest of the preseason, he should be back for the regular season games. And the Dolphins guard Richie Incognito is in the news again. This time it's a nightclub altercation he got into a few weeks ago. The club has tried to keep it quiet. Incognito is accused of punching and knocking out a security guard at Miami's famed Fontainebleau nightclub. There is a videotape of it, but the hotel is unwilling to turn it over. The NFL has not yet seen it. One person who knows Incognito says he was punched first. Incognito was on the other end recently as his helmet was yanked off by Houston's Antonio Smith, who was then suspended over it. A video replay of the incident shows Incognito sticking his hands under Smith's face mask before Smith ripped off the helmet. More bad news there for the NFL. Now let's check out our national scoreboard. In the Eastern League, Reading wraps up their series with Altoona tonight, and the Senators were in Richmond. In the International League, Iron Pigs with the night off, but the Rail Riders are hosting Pawtucket. In the majors, Tampa Bay still in Baltimore. It's the Indians and the Angels. After winning both games in their doubleheader yesterday, the Yankees hosting the Blue Jays, and the White Sox are in Kansas City. In the National League, Mets hosting the Braves. Boston losing last night, looking for the win tonight on the West Coast. Bucks against the Padres. The Rockies are in Philadelphia. The Dodgers in Miami, and the Nationals are facing off with the Chicago Cubs. Stay tuned. The weather recap is coming up after the break.
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
Your family's good health begins with a great team. That team is the Alliance Medical Group. We're the first healthcare provider in the greater Hazleton area to offer a fully integrated approach to family and specialized medical care. Our expanding network of more than 30 physicians and specialists are trusted by thousands for routine and complex medical treatments. For a convenient appointment at any of our 15 regional offices, simply call 501-4AMG. Alliance Medical Group. Your health, that's our specialty.
Looking at our Live 35 Skycast Doppler, not much happening across our immediate viewing area. A few sprinkles here and there, especially over the southern parts of the state of Pennsylvania. But other than that, things are fairly quiet. 69 degrees our live Lehigh tire conditions outside our station in Hazleton. Pressure coming in at 30.05 inches of mercury, and we have been dry since midnight. 72 now at the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton International Airport, 64 in Mount Pocono, 75 in Allentown, 79 in Philly, 72 in Williamsport, 69 in Selinsgrove. Up in the Wyoming Valley from Nanticoke to Wilkes-Barre, Kingston, and Lehman. Air temperatures holding generally in the lower 70s as we approach 11 o'clock. Satellite radar got those increasing clouds across our region, but not a whole lot going on. A front comes through as we go into tomorrow that'll trigger a shower or thunderstorm or two around. Doesn't look like a whole lot at this point, but it will bring in some cooler air and some less sticky air and less humid air as we go into our Friday and as we head into the days that follow. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, a division of Arc Electric. Here's what we can expect over the next couple of days. Tomorrow, we got those showers and thunderstorms around here and there, and then some cooler air, less humid air for Friday. And you can see what's going to happen as we go into the days that progress and next week as well.
All righty, boy, everything is just flying by. Pretty soon it'll be September, can't believe it. So the question I have on my mind tonight is Daisy going to the doggy dip at the Hazleton YMCA?
That would be interesting, I have to admit.
Your little Daisy and then my big Molly and Princess, what do you think?
Yeah, that would
put her on a little raft and a little hat on her.
That would be nice. That would be funny, I agree.
Does she like the water?
Yeah, she's all right with the water, kind of.
I don't know. Mine too. They might jump in and go for a swim. I don't know. They might like that.
That could be interesting.
They don't like baths that much, but they're not too bad with water. I just don't think they like the soap and that with it.
Yeah.
But if you take them to the Y, they might think, hey, this is a vacation for me.
That could be interesting. Yeah, I agree. That would be fun.
I don't think Charles' cat, Alvin, though, he doesn't like the water too much.
Probably not. They don't.
The cats, yeah, usually don't like that. So I guess that'll about do it for us tonight. So the weekend fast approaching, hopefully, huh?
Yeah. Sure thing.
Nice weather, right?
Yes,
right.
definitely.
we're tired and quiet tonight. We need Beth here to help us get through the end. Beth, where are you? She beat it out early. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow.